Here's my promise to you. Try Navage. If it doesn't relieve congestion and help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier, just return it for a full, no questions asked refund. Online at Navage.com or in stores at Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, and Bed Bath & Beyond. That's Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E.
We want to help with a chance at $1,000. Text the nationwide keyword cash to 200-200. You'll get a confirmation text and info. Standard data and admission rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's cash to 200-200. Rhode Island's news, traffic, and weather station. News Radio 920 and 104.7 FM. WHJJ, Providence, an iHeartRadio station.
I'm George Morris. News Radio 920 and 104.7 FM. Here are the top local stories we're following. The death toll from COVID-19 is now at 8 in Rhode Island, with 4 more deaths announced Tuesday. 59 people are now hospitalized, which Governor Raimondo calls a significant and serious jump. All state beaches and parks in Rhode Island will be closed on Friday. The traditional opening of seasonal campgrounds in mid-April will be delayed now until at least May 1st. The state's unemployment rate is now likely between 10 and 15% following Monday's closure of non-essential businesses. There were about 6,600 applications for jobless benefits Monday, one of the largest jumps in unemployment in the state since the coronavirus crisis began last month. The Rhode Island Superior Court is starting a business protection program. The court will supervise and provide protections for businesses so they can remain operational, access new working capital, and pay debts. RIDOT is abandoning immediate plans to close a 195 off-ramp in Providence. Residents had fought the closure of the ramp at Gano Street, which was closed as part of a bridge project. After several studies, the DOT now says it will stay open for the foreseeable future. Get news 24/7 on demand at newsradiori.com.
New York may lead the way, but the coronavirus crisis keeps getting worse in the smaller states. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
We're catching hell. Adjusted for population, Louisiana's number 2 in cases and number 3 in deaths.
Republican Senator John Kennedy, his state saw a 34% jump in cases Monday to Tuesday. It's 4th in the U.S. in deaths.
According to the governor, he expects by this Saturday, the state would run out of its current supply of ventilators. 2 days later, April the 6th, he says that they will run out of hospital beds statewide.
Fox's Casey Stiegel. Across the U.S., there are nearly 190,000 corona cases. About 4,000 of those people have died. And President Trump's task force warns that number could be multiplied by 25 or 50.
I want every American to be prepared for the hard days that lie ahead.
He warns the next 2 to 3 weeks will be very, very painful, so we're urged to keep our social distancing all month. And hardest in New York City, more help is arriving. Ambulances and EMTs from all over.
They've come from Atlanta, Georgia, Greenville, North Carolina, to as far away as California.
Fox's Brian Yennis in Queens, where medical workers are afraid to go to their homes.
One paramedic went home. His grandfather got sick, and that grandfather passed away.
And with so many Americans stuck at home now, there's something new for health care. Fox's Rachel Sutherland details it live.
Dave, it's called the COVID-19 telehealth program, now approved by the Federal Communications Commission. FCC Chairman Ajit Pai calls it a game changer.
For those who have coronavirus-like symptoms, it's helpful for them to be treated remotely. It protects healthcare providers as well as patients.
Pai says $200 million of stimulus money will enable eligible healthcare providers to buy telecommunications products, broadband connectivity, and other devices. He also says hundreds of internet providers have pledged to keep Americans connected, regardless of their ability to pay during the pandemic.
Rachel, on Wall Street, the Dow's down 520 points. America's listening to Fox now. Here's your Storm Team 10 forecast.
Today, temperatures head into the middle 40s with a mix of sun and cloud cover. Clouds thicken up late in the day, turning mostly cloudy by early Thursday. Rain showers and gusty winds can be expected Thursday afternoon with highs in the low 50s. I'm Storm Team 10 meteorologist Christina Ernie on News Radio 920 and 104.7 FM.
This report is sponsored by Unbound.org.
News Radio 920 and 104.7 FM. Traffic.
You've got a good ride on 295 through Cumberland, and on 195 you're moving well between 95 and the state line, and expect some increase in volume near Providence area food banks, including the Rhode Island Community Food Bank and the Loaves and Fishes Food Pantry. I'm Jackie Murphy on News Radio 920 and 104.7 FM.
Right now, there are young people across the world facing a tough choice. Continue their dream of education or drop out to help their family put food on the table. You can help change their future in a single moment. See how far your support can go at unbound.org.
Losing
sleep over a stressful job or bad boss? It's time to get to know Express Employment Professionals. Express connects job seekers to the right company and is committed to your success. Best of all, Express never charges a fee to job seekers. That's right, finding a job with them is free, and interviewing is as simple as a phone call. Connect on the Express Jobs app or expresspros.com. More than 500,000 people find work with Express each year.
For too many parents, a baby's first steps aren't just a milestone, they're a miracle, made possible by volunteers like you who walk in March for Babies. The money you raise funds research and local programs that help babies overcome the challenges of premature birth and birth defects. Sign up today at marchforbabies.org to take the steps that help make milestones and even miracles possible for thousands of families. Who will you march for?
It's the news that informs you.
Okay, well, that's good to know.
It's the weather that warns you.
It determines how you dress for the day.
And it's the traffic that drives you.
I want to get to work on time.
Rhode Island's news, traffic, and weather station. News Radio 920 at 104.7 FM. News Radio 920 and 104.7 FM.
The following is a paid advertisement by the Financial Exchange and does not reflect the views or opinions of this station, its advertisers, or iHeartMedia.
Of the transformation in society, then when President Trump is calling for a $2 trillion infrastructure bill, I think that provides ample evidence of the forthcoming transformation, Chuck.
How so?
Well, I think what the president is recognizing is that people that used to work on cruise lines, those jobs aren't coming back. People that used to work in restaurants, some of those jobs will come back, but I don't know, 50%, 30%, 40% won't come back. People that used to work in hotels, those jobs are going to be really slow coming back, as are people that work in airlines. There's going to be millions and millions of displaced workers, and I think the reason President Trump is calling for an infrastructure package is he recognizes that those jobs are not coming back. He's in those industries. He knows the hotel industry pretty well.
You know, it's interesting. I do think that in the short term, you're going to have trouble getting a lot of those jobs back. In particular, if you're talking, small businesses like restaurants, it's going to be tough for restaurants. Let's say you closed your shop down and you want to open up a new place. It's going to be tough to get a loan to start a new restaurant in the next 12 to 18 months. There's no doubt about that. I have a hard time envisioning that is a permanent change, though.
Oh, I don't know. I think, Chuck, if you go, I don't know, minimally, I think it's 6 months before restaurants reopen. I think people are going to say, you know what? Look at how much money we're saving, honey. Look at our credit card bill, how low our credit card bill is, because we're not going out to eat 4 times a week. I think there's going to be a big change in behavior. I think people aren't going to get on cruise ships anywhere near the way they were used to. I think people aren't going to get on airplanes or stay in hotels. I think, I think this virus is going to transform society greater than any event I can remember in history.
I think it's going to transform society. I disagree that those behaviors are going to be reduced permanently. And the reason why is I tend to believe that water tends to find its own level, okay? I remember back after while we were going through the financial crisis, people said, well, we won't make the same mistakes again and we won't do the same things. And sure enough, all that we ended up with was businesses levering up more than they ever have. That's why we have, the Fed bailing out, trillions of dollars in debt right now that they're going to be guaranteeing. We had families and individuals that still borrowed as much as they could. It's just that banks didn't let them borrow as much as they did in the financial crisis. And so I look at it and, I think at the margins you're going to see some changes, but I don't think you're going to see people saying,